RiseMag.com.
We're at Castle Point 2016 with Josh Grelle.
Hello.
For our first question, do you notice any parallels between the characters you play?
Any parallels? For a second I thought you said power levels. I was like, they're all over 9,000. Let's get that out of the way. Parallels. A lot of the characters that I play actually are very similar in terms of either their backstory or their motivations, or at the very least personality type, character type. Like, Armin is very similar to Kenichi, is very similar to Nitori, is very similar to, in some ways, Akihisa. But mostly, like, Kenichi and Armin and Nitori, they're very much, they're the characters that start off not necessarily sure of themselves, not very strong at what they do, but they all have drive, and they all have that fire that they want to improve, they want to be better than they are, and they have a goal that pushes them towards that. And all of them kind of have that kind of self-deprivating thing going on. They don't necessarily think the best of themselves. They're their own worst enemy, but through the work that they're doing to improve and through the support of their friends, they find that they were strong all along, and that there was nothing wrong with them, and it was just a matter of them realizing it. I've played a lot of characters like that, and that I think one reason why I'm good at characters like that, and why it's become kind of my typecast, is because, like, that's very much the kind of person that I was as a young person. Middle school, high school, I grew up the geek that, in the small Texas town where if you weren't into football or church, then you were weird, and you were in the outcast, and like it's had my own share of heartbreak and real life situations that put me down and made me question my worth and question who I was and what I wanted to be, and thing that I wanted to do was this. I wanted to pursue a career in acting. I wanted to be a voice actor specifically, and that was the goal that pushed me to not only better myself, but that helped me meet people and see new things and realize new perspectives and find my own worth and realize that no, I was strong all along and everything was good. And in many ways I've grown. I've taken the same journey as a lot of the characters I've played.
There's no better journey than that.
Mm-hmm.
What's the weirdest or funniest direction ever given to you in the booth?
That's a hard one. It's hard to just remember stuff like that. I have very bad memory.
I know that feeling.
Let's see. Weirdest direction? Probably, with Armin, like, when he's about to slide down the Titan's throat in F5, it's like, okay, yeah, I want to hear more about to get swallowed. This is like, it's just, all right. Never thought I'd hear that one.
Do you ever watch the parodies of shows you've worked on?
Mm-hmm. I've seen a few, like the Titan Abridged, a little bits and pieces here and there. I haven't really been involved in Dragon Ball, but I love the Dragon Ball Abridged series. I grew up with Yu-Gi-Oh, and I love the Yu-Gi-Oh Abridged. It's ridiculous. But yeah, there's Titan's the only one I've been a part of where there's that there's been a parody of, and yeah, just the little bits and pieces I've seen from Team 4 Star. They're freaking brilliant.
Oh, absolutely. Which of your characters has the most depth?
I'd say recently Prince Zen in Snow White with the red hair. Maybe not a whole lot of depth at the start, but he's easily the character the most recently that I've played that has the most growth. Has the most arc on his character. Like, because when you first meet him, he's a good guy, but as a prince, he's he's the lovable prince. He's the prince that the people can get along with, but he's not a responsible prince. And through meeting Shirayuki and through the things that she teaches him just through her own actions and her strength, he starts to transform into not only this responsible young man, this responsible prince who really starts to come into his own as royalty and as a public figure, but he becomes an adult. He becomes somebody who she teaches him about love, and he teaches her about love at the same time. They both really kind of depend on each other, and also from the people around him. He has no qualms with who he is inside, at least not to the extent of like Armin or Kenichi did. He's pretty set in that, but how do I put this into words? He grows more in maturity. It is really his big arc. Is he becomes far more of a respectable somebody who. What's going on back there? Oh, okay. He grows in maturity and he becomes a prince that he starts to realize that he could actually be what he sees his brother as already being. He already sees Izana as being kind of the personification of the king, and Izana is going to be the king, at least as far as we know. We don't know where the story's going to change. But instead of just feeling like he's in the shadow of that and that's he's never going to have that kind of responsibility, he steps right into it and fills it very well, fills the shoes very well.
Any weird fan encounters?
Really, it's very rare that I ever have anything that's uncomfortable or just seems weird. It takes a lot to shock me. I've been around a lot. I've been to the dark places of the internet. I didn't really like anything that I would say is weird. It would just be like little funny things, like I was asked to sign a banana peel once or something like that. It's like, this is going to go bad in a little while, right? Like the signature's not going to last. Like I don't care. Yeah. But yeah, no, that's really all I can think of. Not a whole lot of crazy or bad things.
Has your career fulfilled any of your bucket list goals?
Yeah, big time. Kenichi was kind of one of the big ones for that. That was the fanboy dream come true of getting to play alongside half of the Dragon Ball cast that I grew up listening to. Like, I'm fighting with Vegeta and Piccolo and Yamcha and Krillin and Supreme Kai, and they're all teaching me karate, and it's great. And then I get to imitate them too, which is a lot of fun. Doing conventions has helped me fulfill a lot of bucket lists. Like just the fact that I get to travel a lot now these days. Like I got to go to Canada. I've been to Canada now like 3 times as a result of going to different cons and seeing different parts of the States that I never went to as a kid. Like, I got to see New York a few times in my youth, but like to be able to travel to it on my own now, then travel places on my own. That's what conventions have brought me, and that's been a real blessing. And because of it, I met my fiance. I met my future wife through conventions and the mutual love of anime and geekdom, and it's given me a lot. It's been a very huge blessing. This career. I got to meet some influential people from my youth. I got to meet Patrick Stewart at a con that I was also a guest at, and he was a guest at, and to be able to say I was a guest at a con that Patrick Stewart was a guest at too, and like we were both I didn't meet him at a panel or autograph signing. We were both in the green room at the same time. He was just chilling down, sitting someplace playing Angry Birds, and I totally geeked out. Like I was the awkward fan that came. It was just like, I really love you. It's like it was ridiculous, and But just things like that, and getting to meet people from Star Wars, and getting to make friends with not only my peers and fellow actors, but getting to meet not only some incredibly diverse people. It's opened me up to a world that I didn't realize, like, that I kind of knew existed, but now I see it as a bigger whole, and it's beautiful. I feel sad for the people that are limited to just one perspective in life. Like anime and meeting all the people that I've got to meet at cons has given me an insight into whole worlds of insights and all these different perspectives, whether it be faith or sexuality or likes and dislikes or political views, ideologies. Traveling as much as I have and meeting the people that I have has broadened my horizons in ways that I never thought that they would go, coming from small town Texas. It's been great.
That's awesome. Do you ever use music to understand a character?
I generally play off the music just to kind of set the mood whenever I'm recording any show. I take a lot of my emotional cues from music. I don't know necessarily about understanding a character. Excuse me. I don't know necessarily about using music to understand a character, but I do use it for emotional cues in recording, especially if a scene is really intense and the music will be intense, and then I'll adjust my performance to fit the tone of the music. I use music primarily when coming up with, like, if I'm writing or if I'm drawing something, I'll use music to tap into ideas of landscapes and of grander ideas of action and motivations, and usually I use it for world creation, but usually there have been a couple of times where, like, I've used particular songs that just meant something to me about, like, a particular character, but it's never been a character I've played. It's always been characters I've been creating in my own free time, and kind of coming up with their backstory, and then finding a song that hits all those points and those emotional things. Like, oh my God, no, that's perfect for this character. And yeah, it's so cool. And my little brother is a very accomplished, very talented musician, and he's written a few pieces that for my characters before too. So I have these original pieces now that are tied to them, and it's a great freaking feeling every time that I hear them.
That's awesome. Do you think your gaming history has helped you voice video games?
Oh yeah. Being a nerd in general has helped me voice all sorts of stuff. I learned through imitation. I learned to act by imitating different cartoons, shows, movies, characters, everything that I grew up listening to, and tapping into their emotions, seeing how different characters reacted to different stimuli and different situations, and then I was able to apply that into theater and then start exploring that myself. Like I that's how I learned pretty much anything. Is through imitation. Is by watching first. Monkey see, monkey do, and it's. That's it.
Do you play any of the games you've worked on?
I played Dynasty Warriors for a little bit. I tried Tales of Xillia. Didn't really get into it all that much. I didn't have a lot of time to play it.
Yeah.
I'm an MMO fanatic, so I don't have time to collect kittens and pay off taxes or pay off a debt in this video game. I gotta go slay orcs. It's like, oh, I gotta kill night elves day in and day out and level up. Get this new gear, get more gear, so I can get more gear, so I can get more gear. I haven't been in a whole hell of a lot of video games, but the one that I did play a hell of a lot was Dragon Ball Xenoverse. I loved the Dragon Ball video games when I was a kid, and then I got to be the primary villain in one. Hell yeah, I'm gonna play that. I'm gonna kick my own ass. It was great. I loved it.
That's awesome. You worked on Neverending Nightmares.
Mm-hmm.
What was that like?
That was intense. Like, I lost my voice recording that, and it was like, it came out of nowhere. It was just a very, I drove down to Austin. It was like a 3-hour drive from Dallas, and we recorded it in a guy's living room.
Wow.
They just had a mic set up on the stand, and both the creator of the game and his buddy were there, and they just directed me and walked me through it, and it like kind of, it was all based off of how this guy brought visualization and characterization to his own depression. Yeah. And I've been there. I've felt that crap before, and so it was exhausting. It was emotionally and physically exhausting doing that game, and like we were there for maybe 2.5, 3 hours just to do all of it. But it may not have even been that. It felt like hours, but I think we maybe really only recorded for the better part of an hour and a half, and to finish that character out, and it just. And then it started hitting Steam and stuff, which that was a really cool feeling because I love Steam. And it was recently announced that I'll be able to get to play. I'll be playing one of the villains for the Freedom Planet 2.
Oh, nice.
That'll be released on Steam as well. Love that series. It's so cute. The artwork is so great. The game is fun as hell. It's like it's very Sonic the Hedgehog in the way that the gameplay looks and feels, but with a little more of a open world, like a little more of an exploration. Okay. And I recommend it highly. It's a fun game.
I've seen the art of it. It looks really good.
It's so good. I love it.
Which of your characters do you think would make the best road trip buddy?
That's an awesome question. Let's see. Probably Sadou Mao from The Devil's Part-Timer. Maybe Kurinosuke. Maybe Kurinosuke. More than likely Sadou Mao, though. I think Mao would be a great buddy to have along. We'd get into some trouble.
If you could montage your career in one song, what would it be?
Master Plans. Oh my God, what's the name of the song? The lyrics are "Never give up, never give in." See, I have it in here. Let me see if I can find the name of it real quick. Master Plan. Where are you? Master Plan. Sorry.
No, it's all good.
Master Plan. Thank you. Spirit Never Die. That would be the song that I would. It was a very inspirational. That or Bon Jovi. It's My Life. Yeah.
For our last question, any parting words for your fans?
Thank you guys so much for your support over not only just recently, but just all over the years. Those of you that have been with me since the beginning and have given me constant, never-ending support and love. It has been the greatest gift and one of the most humbling things that I could ever experience. I do what I do for you as well. You give me back so much more than I feel that I give out and that I deserve, and I can't thank you enough for it. I hope that I can continue to entertain and inspire as much as you inspire me to continue to push on and keep doing what I love. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely, thank you.
I appreciate
WeRiseMag.com